Hi guys, welcome back. This is Team Tara with another topic of, so it's basically setting yourself up for success and not for failure. And I know probably 9 out of 10 you're a parent, or you're going to be a parent eventually, or even if you're kids who's watching this, you need to have some type of guidance, some type of career path where you want to be in life, because you're going to eventually leave your parents' house. You need to know, hey, what happens after this? What's going into the real world? What do I need to know? And these are some things that you need to know. Not yourself. If you have children, you want to set your children up for the future. You want to prepare them for what's best. I want to start off with college. I feel like college is very fundamental. You can never have enough education. Education takes you a long ways, especially if you're trying to get into a field where it requires you to have education. Like, you can't be a nurse. Say you want to be a nurse and you don't want to go to school for it. Like, you have to prepare yourself for it. Ask your kids when they're young, like, before they even go to school, what do you want to be when you grow up? Every year is going to change. Don't get mad at them. Even when people get out of high school and go to college, their decisions change. They're like, even when they're in college and figured out what they want to do, they're like, oh, I changed my mind. I am one of those people. I am one of those people who can say, when I got to college, even my senior year, I changed my mind. However, I already had so many college credits, and I already was basically almost done as far as hours wise. It set me back a year, 2 years. So that's why it took me 2 additional years to graduate. Some people take 4 years, but for me it took 6, which is fine, and it's fine for anybody. If you always want to go back to school, go for it. And for the people who don't want to go to school, who feel like school is not necessary, maybe you have some type of skill, have that type of maybe your parents have a family business or some sort that you don't need school, you know what I mean? Or you're already prepared for the future because of your inheritance. So, you know, but you still will want to, of course, finish high school. I feel like that's a necessity. College is more of, if you want to, what you want. I don't care if your mom is a nurse, you don't automatically qualify to be a nurse. It doesn't work like that. Prepare yourself and your kids for the future. That's basically what I'm saying. Have them to have morals, have them to have standards, have them to have respect for themselves, because that also goes a long way. A lot of kids, if they're looking after their parents and the parents is not doing accordingly or doing some shady stuff, that's how they're going to grow up to be. I think once you're in a freshman in high school, you should already know what you want to be. If you get to your senior year, you still don't know what you want to be, guess. Like, it's basically what it is. Guess what you want to be. You can't just be like, I don't know what I want to be, and you don't have no goals. Like, you need some goals. Figure it out, and then along the way, then you change it up. Don't just sit there and be like, I don't know what I want to do in my life. No. Take a shot at something that you like, that you enjoy. Like, hey, I want to play basketball. You can go play basketball, but if you don't get picked up at the NBA or, you know, a D League or something like that, what's your second result? Like, you need to have a clear plan on what you want to do. What's your plan A? What's your plan B, C, and maybe even plan D? You need to have those type of things in order for you to be successful in life. Because if you're just floating around and content with, oh, I'm working at McDonald's, that's cool, but what's the next plan? You want to be the manager at McDonald's? You want to have a franchise of McDonald's? Like, what do you want to do? Like, are you getting this experience at McDonald's so you can open up your own restaurant? Where are you trying to go in life? You know, someone that you can look up to that can push you. Your spouse could be, your kids. Like, what motivates you? At first, before I got married, my daughter motivated me. I'm like, I have to show her something. I was a teen mom. I came up that way, and I was like, you know what? I have to prepare my future for her. So it took sacrifice. It took me, while she was at school, I was at work. If you're not happy about where you're at, change it. Point blank, period. If you're not happy with your marriage, your kids, your education, change it. It's as simple as that. Change your attitude about it first. Change yourself, and then try to change the situation. You can't change a man. You can't make him do something he doesn't want to do. You can't really change your kids. You can just adjust the way you react to certain things or how they do certain things, but you really can't change them. Your career, you don't like your job, your boss treats you wrong, leave it. But don't leave it unless you have a plan. And that's also something about, you know, you're setting your kids up for success. Tell your kids, you don't leave this job until you have another job. And that goes for parents. Don't do that, especially when you have bills. If you're a kid, I understand, especially if you're focused on school and it's interfering with your school, then yes. However, if you just quit your job because you don't like your boss or you don't like the people there, that's not an explanation. That's not a reason to quit, because you're always going to have problems with people. So don't quit a job unless you have another one. Don't, jump from job to job because that looks bad and you won't use those people as recommendation for your future. Like, it's good to have a job at least 2 years before you try to move on. Stick in it until 2 years. Give it 2 years and then move around. Especially if it's your first job, because you need that experience. And two, if it's being you ready for corporate America, because typically that's probably where you're going to end up. Also, if it's something that's going into your career path. So if you want to be an owner of a shoe company, but you work at Nike or Foot Action or something like that, you don't want to quit that job because you're learning so much from that. You're getting so much skills. Start off small and work your way up. Like, and willing to do that, you have to put in the hours. I mean, you have to come in early, 5 minutes, 10 minutes early. Don't take long lunch breaks. You have to leave late. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, you don't have a set time. You're trying to make your business thrive, so you have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and make sure these packages are out. Make sure they're on time. Make sure you have to be there early and leave late. You have no holidays off. You don't have no downtime until you're actually successful. Until then, you have to work and prove yourself to that. Like, it's not no overnight success. Some people do have it, don't get me wrong. People wake up the next morning and their sales are through the roof and they're financially stable. But those are the rare people. The other ones, you have to work really, really hard to get where you want, because that's going to determine how successful you are. Don't give up. You know how they say, well, if it's not broke, don't fix it. That doesn't that you don't keep finding out ways to make new money, or you don't find out new ways to venture out. Laziness gets you nowhere. You sitting around and waiting for your handout, or you sitting around waiting for them to call you and you're not putting in the actions or the initiative, it's not going to get you nowhere. And they're going to look past you on that promotion. They're not going to look at you because they're like, she's not dedicated. She doesn't want this as bad. There's somebody out there that's working 10 times as harder for it. So if you're that person that skips around from job to job, that also they look at that type of stuff. If your resume shows that you're not dedicated, you're not going to go nowhere in life. You should start working when you're about 18, when you're in your senior year or just finished your senior year. That's what petty jobs, that retail job, that cashier job, that shoe store, it's going to start off like that. Or get an internship, something like that. And then you need to work your way up. You need to prove that you're able and willing to move up and move out and do something great. And this goes back to the parents setting your kids up for success. Encourage them, uplift them, tell them that they can do whatever they want. They can be whoever they want. Just not no drug dealer. At least your kid wants to be, encourage them. Unless it's something that's way against your beliefs and you're not going for it. Also, these bae girl relationship goals, like, they're all for front. You know what I mean? Like, if you want a husband or you want a boyfriend, you have to carry yourself a certain way and act a certain way. Like, yeah, these pictures of y'all cute matching outfits, yeah, that's cute. But no, if you want to be a wife or if you want to be in a good relationship, you need to act accordingly. Like, start from scratch. Start carrying yourself a way that you want to be portrayed in your relationship. You know what I mean? And then once you have that relationship and y'all body tight, then, y'all buy the matching clothes and stuff like that. But if you want to be a wife, you have to start acting like a wife, but not doing wifey things to your boyfriend. My daughter's watching Elmo. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was very informative. I hope you learned something from it and take something from it. And also share with other people, because it's nothing like somebody who wants to just float through life and not giving two hoots about it. Give it your all, and that goes from every aspect of your life. Always keep positive people around you, uplifting people, encourage other people to be better in life. Set yourself up for the future.